The Gift of Gab Show, your go-to lifestyle podcast, covering everything from psychology and relationships to politics and current events. Live from Chicago, it's The Gift of Gab Show. Gift of Gab Show. Here's your host, Gabby Smith.
Hello, everyone. We are back for another episode, and today is a fun one. Dana and I are talking relationships and music and love. Dana, welcome back to the show.
Thank you, Gabby. I am a firm believer that music transcends race, age, and time. I remember being a young kid watching Michael Jackson, his 1984 concert, and you had stoic German women passing out and screaming.
All races and cultures were screaming, weren't they?
Absolutely.
I was at that concert.
Absolutely.
And I loved me some Michael Jackson.
Yes, indeed. And in the time and age that we are in right now, music is what brings us together. And I've just been thinking about how music and a song can bring you back to a certain point in time in your life, a certain point in time in love, and a certain point in time in relationships.
Yeah, and music just brings peace over situations. You know, I feel like this year, 2016, has been a really tough one.
Yes.
You know, we had Orlando, Prince's death, Muhammad Ali, all the gun violence. A lot of issues have been going on, but I feel like no matter what is going on, you play a song and it feels like it really heals the world.
That's
Think
true.
about We Are the World,
Yep.
right? Back in the 1980s.
That's
a lot
exactly
of things
right.
were going on back in the mid-80s, but man, everybody came together for that one song, and it's still a classic hit.
That's true. That's true. And so today I want to talk about my own personal playlist. For significant relationships in my life, there's always a song association. You know how a song can bring you back to a specific relationship or encounter with somebody. And today I'd like to share my playlist with you, Gabby, if you want to hear it.
I would love to hear it.
Okay. Well, this first one is Ribbon in the Sky.
Oh,
But not Stevie. This is Intro, 1993.
what a classic. Now, you know, I love me some Stevie Wonder.
I know. And there's a debate over whether this was better than the actual Ribbon in the Sky. But be that as it may, debate aside,
It's a classic song.
it's a classic song.
And that's what matters.
That's what matters. 1993, I was a young preteen, and I had the hugest crush on this guy. He had a great smile. He was a basketball player. And he had a crush on Little Me. Girl had braces,
Lil
bangs.
Dana. Yeah.
He had a crush on Lil Dana. He saw Little Dana. So we used to listen to this song 100 million times. And what I love about it now is that we've reconnected. We're good friends. Today, I feel like he's one of my biggest fans. And so whenever I hear this song, I think about him. And it just brings me back to just a happy time. This was the time where you would date somebody and they would make a mixtape for you.
Back in the day.
They would dedicate a song for you. They
Yes.
would stay up late past their curfew. Girl.
Yes.
Past their
pull it
phone
all
curfew.
together.
Trying to dedicate a song for you on the radio.
Yo.
Girl, top 9 at 9.
And it was all about getting on the radio to dedicate your love to
Girl,
somebody.
Yes, indeed.
Very true.
So, Ribbon in the Sky, still a very good friend of mine to this day.
And you guys are in touch?
We are.
That's great. Yeah,
We
this
are.
is such a classic song. Whether you are into the original or intro, either one, it's still a classic song. And if you really listen to the words, you feel it.
It's a beautiful song.
Oh, that's great. Oh, gosh, I love it. Well, what else do you have on your list? Oh, Dana. Oh, this is another good one. This is on your list?
Girl, this is on my list.
Oh, let's talk about this song.
1995. This was prom, junior prom. And this is one of my great friends. But this was our prom song. I had it on tape.
Another tape.
Girl, about the single. So like most of the night, we listened to the single on one side and the instrumental.
Because it was a side A and a side B.
Side girl, side A and side B. And the instrumental on the B side. But we had 3 Mustangs that we rented. We had a black one, a white one, and a pearl
You
one.
remember the colors.
Girl, I remember the colors. I thought we were so dope. It was so
hot.
Girl, hot to try. Too legit to quit.
To quit. MC Hammer.
But we were listening to this song. This is my friend who taught me how to drive. Like, he was one of my first real boyfriends. We had the same sense of humor, and we're still in touch. We're still very good friends. He's actually my muse for all of the comedy writing that I do, all of the jokes that I write. He always maintains that I never should have been a lawyer, which is my day job, but just he believes in me, and we are very good friends. And this song always makes me think about the times that we had just back in high school, and we just have the same sense of humor, which is just hilarious to me. So we thought we were so bad and so cool, and we weren't, but it was a fun time.
But isn't that funny that you can remember colors of cars and the songs?
It brings
that go
you
along
back.
with-
Absolutely.
That's how music does,
That's
right?
what music, absolutely.
It brings you back to where you were at that moment in time.
Yes.
Oh, I love that one. That was a good one. Dana.
A lot of people can relate to this one. We're just going to let it flow for a minute.
We need to. Oh. I know my listeners out there are singing along right now.
Jamming on the one. Jamming on the one.
Remembering where they were when they heard this for the first time.
And this one used to sing this to me. Girl, he used to say what? Oh. Yes.
So did you have a lot of guys singing this to you?
Maybe.
You were hot to trot.
You're hot to trot. And the cutest part is that he couldn't even really sing, but we vibed on our shared love of music. This was my high school sweetheart. We were always, he was the one who would write letters.
Oh.
Yeah. I mean, he was.
And this is before email and
yes,
right?
absolutely.
This is true love when you write a letter.
AOL dial-up came out like right after we broke up.
Not the dial-up.
The dial-up. But this was my senior prom date. I went to his senior prom. We applied to colleges together. We went to school together. I thought this was the one, girl, but it didn't work out. But this song, him singing it to me was just.
I think that's just so sweet and romantic.
It was so
when
cute.
you can't sing, but you still trying to sing
Girl,
to
dedicated
show
the song.
your love
Yep.
to your sweetheart.
The mixtape. It was a lot of fun.
This is a good one, Dana. Now, what do we have up next?
One of the classics. Absolutely.
You know I'm a Stevie Wonder fan.
Who's not a Stevie fan? Who's
he-
not a Stevie fan?
This is what I'm talking about. And if you listen to the words closely,
Oh, I know the
he
words.
was dropping knowledge. Such a genius.
Yes, indeed.
Musical genius.
Timeless. Absolutely timeless.
So talk to us about this song.
First of all, Stevie is one of the best.
Truly, the best.
One of the best. This was one of the most emotional relationships that I've ever had. And we were incredibly close. He's a DJ. He spins. And he would play this in his basement in the summertime. We dated for a couple of years, and that was just our song. Like, I just kept saying, play it again, play it again, play it again. But we laughed a lot. We had a very common sense of humor, and we had a lot in common. And it was actually one of the toughest breakups that I've ever had. And to this day, we reconnected years later. It took years before I could even communicate. But once we did, we've become really good friends again, which has been really nice. And he has been one of the most supportive people in my life, from a male perspective. One of the most supportive people since I've been divorced. This is my guy, and the song is my jam.
Your guy and your jam. This is fabulous.
Those concerts, too, transcend race, gender, age.
Well, and music does not see color.
Not at all.
If you're a musical genius, everybody will be drawn to your music.
Absolutely. Yes.
Take it in, y'all. Take this song in. You brought some great hits.
One of the best bands. One of the best bands. Mint Condition. After this last relationship, which was a heartbreaker, this is where I developed the whole idea of courage is rewarded. This one was part and parcel to one of the best college experiences I ever had. Shouts out to my friends at Clark Atlanta University, the Gamma Kappa chapter of Kappa Alpha Psi. I applied to be the queen of their court for homecoming. And long story short, I got it. But what came from that are great friendships. And one in particular, I dated one of them. And he just always had my back. Always thought I was a very special person. And this is what he loves, Mint Condition. And this was one of his favorite songs. And I love Mint Condition too. We vibed on that. It pulled me out of a dark place. And I just appreciated it. I never thought that I was anybody's homecoming queen or anything like that. I wasn't really into those kinds of things. But it turned out to be such a great experience. And so many of them have become lifelong friends of mine. Ironically, many of them moved to Chicago and live here now. So it's been really great. And Mint Condition, Tony. There's a debate about who the best band is, comparatively speaking, but great band, solid performance, and this is just a great song.
Well, I love the fact that, music has connected you to so many different relationships, and it brings you back to that moment. And music is healing.
Absolutely.
Right? It could be therapy, and that's what I love so much about it, is that these songs are such classic songs that are timeless.
That's true. Absolutely. And it can just catapult you back to a time that can be good or bad.
And it can also catapult you forward.
That's true.
To get through something.
Absolutely.
To heal you and to move you forward.
Very much so. And I think that's what the We Are the World thing you talked about before, that's what that did during that time.
And I can't sweep you off of your
Dana.
feet.
Amazing. Amazing choice.
Have you seen this video?
I have seen this video.
It is one of the best videos. Even the behind the scenes footage is phenomenal. This is another courage is rewarded scenario. Because I had somebody connect me, my cousin introduced me to one of his coworkers, and I totally stepped outside of my comfort zone. It was a long distance interaction. But this was one of the first connections that I had after my divorce. And he sent me this song. He dedicated this song to me, and I was completely floored. I just thought it was very sweet. And it just made me realize that I should be much more open to whatever comes my way. This man didn't live in the same city. He's not in the white collar profession. And I realized that none of that stuff matters.
It doesn't.
It was our connection. And he was so supportive of me, and I was supportive of him. And we just really bonded and connected. And that's what was so special between the two of us. And so that's what I really liked about this. And then when I saw the video, it was all over. But it was...
Well,
It's a beautiful song, and it's just about, and that's what the song talks about falling in love in totally unexpected or unconventional ways. And that's what my message is to others, is to just be open to that, because you never know where you will find somebody. You never know who the right person is for you. It can be somebody who you work with. It can be a colleague. It could be somebody that you wouldn't necessarily pick for yourself. And that's what's so beautiful about love, pure love, true love, is that it comes in so many different ways. And just having the courage to take that risk and jump in with somebody, all in, it's a beautiful thing.
It really is. And I think a lot of that, too, comes with maturity, because I think when you're younger, you're surface, right? You're thinking about the resume. You're thinking about what he looks like, what kind of car he drives, how he dresses, etc. But at the end of the day, it just comes down to the connection that you have.
That's exactly right.
And
it had nothing to do with any of those things.
Peel back that onion and realize that, hey, you know what? Yes, he's not a white-collar profession, but I like him.
Yeah.
And we connect. And we vibe.
I did. And it was just, for me, it made me believe in love again after being so disappointed in divorce. And I think that's so important, which is why I will always remember this experience.
Well, we've talked about this on previous podcasts, is just how do you date after a breakup?
Yeah.
So how do you move forward?
Yeah.
And I think listening to these songs that we've been playing here today, and just really listening to the words, it can really strengthen who you are.
Absolutely.
And connect you to people,
Yeah.
people that you might not have even thought you would ever be with. However, you listen to the music and you know what? There's actually
there
something.
You are.
Yeah, there's
Absolutely.
a connection.
It helps you to move forward. And I think that's so true in my experience, which is great. So for me to meet somebody totally new who I had no connection with was very powerful.
It opens your mind.
Absolutely.
Right?
To all of the possibilities.
And that's what women should do. And men, open up your minds. Don't just get stuck in that rut, because that narrow rut, you might not find anything.
That's true.
Uh-oh, we got another one playing. Another timeless song.
Gap Band.
Gap Band. So what does this remind you of?
This is another person I dated post-divorce. And the difference is that I've known this person for over almost 20 years. 20 years. We went to college together. And this was somebody who I never really thought about, paid attention to. I knew just kind of in passing. I'm Greek. He's Greek. We've got a ton of friends in common, but never really considered each other. And he reached out to me, and we connected, and the chemistry was amazing.
Okay.
And it was great. It was a great connection. And this is one of the songs that we listened to when we were out. And that's just what's so nice about it. What resonates with me with this one is that you can have somebody in your past that you may have overlooked. And I'm not necessarily a fan for looking in your rearview mirror when it comes to dating and love and relationships. But there may be somebody where now the timing is right. We talk a lot about timing.
Timing is everything.
Absolutely. So now the timing may be on point. Now the timing may be right. And I think that that's important to pay attention to. Who in your past wasn't single before, but maybe is now single, maybe worth thinking about, looking into. That's why I always go to my homecoming. People ask me if I'm going to my homecoming. I say absolutely, because you just never know who you already know who could be a potential mate or just a good possibility.
And you just overlook.
Absolutely.
I mean, they might not have been the quote-unquote hot guy, that you were looking for back in your early 20s.
Yeah.
But now that everybody's maturing and getting older, your standards change and your values change.
Absolutely.
So
Absolutely.
This is a good one.
It was a great one.
Let me inside your love. Oh, my heart is yearning for you.
Dana, thank you so much for bringing your love list with us today, because you have brought back a lot of classic memories for our listeners. I know people are out there singing their hearts out right now, because these are all classic songs from classic artists.
Thank you, Gabby. This is a very personal show for me because I am truly sharing my real, authentic list with you. And I want to hear from the listeners. I want to know what songs resonate with other people, what songs they were dedicating on the radio when they were 16, what songs are their favorites, what songs transcend time.
Please, everybody, hit me up on Facebook. Let us know, right? I mean, Dana shared her list. I love it. And I want to hear from you guys. What are those songs that are your favorites? Because it's out there. And music, again, sees no color. Everybody comes together for music. And it's so important to have music a part of your life because it does bring you inner peace. And it does help you move forward. So thank you so much for joining me today. I look forward to being back with everybody, and I want to hear from you on social media.
The Gift of Gab Show, hosted by Gabby Smith, is sponsored by Bar Louie, located at 1325 South Halsted Street in Chicago. Go there for the handcrafted martinis, 30 beers on tap, and delicious food. Open 7 days a week, 11 a.m. to 2 a.m., and 3 a.m. on Fridays and Saturdays. As Bar Louie always says, eat, drink, and be happy. Make sure to check out Gabby Smith at giftofgabshow.com and follow Gabby on Facebook, Gabby Smith, on Twitter, Instagram, and Pinterest at Gabby Smith Show. Then stop in and check out her YouTube channel, Gabby Smith.